Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you're a current subscriber, that is. If you're new to the channel, then welcome to the channel. My name is Dion, also known as Greek Physique Fitness on YouTube. Now, today I'm going to be taking you guys through an arm workout that I myself do on a regular basis and have done for many years in the past. I do believe I've got reasonably good sized arms. I'll show you guys a clip now of me one day post show around 6 weeks ago of how my arms were looking, biceps and triceps, and I hope you guys kind of agree that they're not looking too bad. So I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on things I think about when I'm performing exercises. So what I'll say now is I'm not going to be giving you some mad scientific information that the words you literally hear and just go like, right, what does that even mean? Not going to be doing that. I'm literally going to be saying to you things in which you should mentally be thinking about when you're performing the exercises in order to get the most out of the exercise. So let's get straight into it. The way in which this workout is structured is we basically just absolutely hammer triceps and then we absolutely hammer biceps. And then we're laughing. You've made gains, do you know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's get straight into the workout. So the first exercise I like to do when I do my arm workout is a close grip flat bench press. Now, the reason why I like to start with this for triceps is because I see this as a mass builder and a bit more of a strength exercise. So for this exercise, I'll go 3 sets of 6 to 8, and I will be focusing on overloading the weight on the triceps, especially because this is the first tricep exercise we are doing. We're feeling fresh and we've got the strength there to be able to push some serious weight. So some key tips of this exercise are to take your time when you're setting up, and to be honest, that's a tip that goes forward with every single exercise you do, like ever. Take your time, get your body in the right position, and then once you've got yourself locked in, maintain that position. So with the flat tricep bench press, obviously you need to have your elbows tucked in, and I usually go thumb over grip to disengage the forearms, and that way I can isolate my triceps a lot more. So you want to go nice and close, keep the elbows tucked in, thumbs over, unrack the bar, and then slowly bring it down. You need to work the eccentric on pretty much all exercises, because if you break down the movement of an exercise into the 3 parts, the eccentric, you got the pause or the contraction point, and then the concentric. The one in which you're able to make the most gains from is actually the eccentric part of the exercise. And then the pause, and then the concentric, believe it or not, actually gives you the least. So control the weight on the way down. I'm not talking like some mad 4-second negative, just control it. Keep the elbows tucked in. Then at the bottom, explode up, and then at the top, squeeze. That's one of the key tips I can give with all of your tricep exercises. At the point in which you're doing the contraction, squeeze your tricep. Really, really squeeze it. So that's the first exercise. We then moved on to a tricep rope push down or press down. I'm not really sure which way you want to call it. Different people call it different things. So with this exercise, we're working with 3 sets of 12, so more reps now. You want to be struggling when you get to that 11 and 12 reps. Now, my tips for this exercise are to hold the rope, not at the bottom, but I don't know, maybe a few inches up. This way you're actually going to work on your grip strength, but you're also going to engage your triceps a lot more because you're not relying on that little ball thing at the end to pull the weight down. The next tip is to ensure that you're separating the rope at the bottom of the exercise. So as you bring it down, and then separate and squeeze. That's the point in which you need to squeeze your tricep and then let it come up again. And with this exercise, you don't want your elbow to be moving. Like if you're doing this and you see your elbow coming up and down, then you're not isolating your tricep. Honestly, the movement, so you get yourself locked in, and then your elbow should stay in the same place. Maybe move a little bit, but if you watch this, elbows are staying in the same place, contracting, and then coming up again. It's a lot easier to do when you've actually got the weight there, but you guys see what I mean, and obviously you guys have seen me perform it in the gym. The other thing I'd say is I don't stand completely straight up, because I do just feel like I'm not able to fully get my range of motion. So if I'm stood like, let me get myself in shot. If I'm stood like this, and I'm stood straight, and I pull down, I feel like I could go further. So if you come like this, and then you come down, and you can get the full range of motion on the tricep. So the next tricep exercise is a single arm over the shoulder extension. Now with this one, I don't actually have any attachment on the cable. I literally just hold the bit on the end. And on this, what you want to focus on is, again, keeping that elbow in the same place and really squeezing your tricep at that full-on extension point. At the point in which the contraction, squeeze and then control it on the way back up. The final tricep exercise is a dumbbell skull crusher. Now with this exercise, I like to position myself further up the bench, like my head is fully off the bench, and it's almost like your rear delt upper shoulder is the bit that's on the top of the pad. And basically what this will allow for you to do is to get a full stretch right the way back. It doesn't obviously hit the bench. Full stretch right the way back on the tricep, and then when you extend it, you get the full range of motion. The other thing I'd say with this exercise, alongside obviously keeping those elbows tucked in and getting the squeeze at the top, is that at no point throughout the set, the dumbbell should never be completely arms up straight in front of you like this, because pretty much most of us can hold the dumbbells like this for God knows how long. Like, so imagine I'm lying down, I'm gonna do this, but if they're here, I can hold them like this for so long. The point in which you end the movement should be back here. So then you come down, stretch, and you're back here. You'll see me doing it, but try it out, you'll see what I mean, because if you're doing this and you're coming right up in front of you and you just rest and chill out here, you lose the tension on the tricep, and you don't want that. And for this exercise, you want to be looking at hitting around 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. So they're the 5 tricep exercises I like to do during my sort of arm workouts. There will be some rotations. I do usually actually include a rope extension over the head, but decided not to do that one today. But for sure, check out how to do that movement, because that is another staple in my arm training. I do believe you should have some sort of overhead extension in your arm workout. Okay, so moving on to biceps. Now for biceps, we only do 3 exercises. If you want to have big arms, you should not be hitting your triceps in equal volume and frequency to your biceps. Your triceps are significantly bigger than your bicep. They have 3 heads. Your bicep only has 2 heads. Your triceps make up 2/3 of your arm. So in any arm training that you're doing, or how you structure it, you should always have more tricep exercises and less bicep exercises, and this will lead to you overall having a bigger arm. I like to start with the barbell bicep curl. Now again, we're going to go for slightly heavier weight on this, and I like to work 3x6. However, for a lot of people, this wrist positioning of having a straight bar, it doesn't feel great. So if you're one of those people, what I'd recommend is you use an easy bar. So obviously they've got the curve in it, a little bit less stress on the wrists. However, if that still feels super uncomfortable, then just use dumbbells. Use dumbbells and really focus on squeezing and focus on shifting heavier weight. Obviously, your form might break down a little bit on the last sort of rep or so, but what I'd always say with the barbell bicep curl is, if ever you want to use a little bit of momentum to get those last couple of reps out, only ever swing or move your body slightly forward and then swing to the point in which you're straight. Never hyperextend like this. So you come forward and you swing and you stop here. You don't do this, because otherwise you're just asking for an injury. We then moved on to a dumbbell hammer curl. Now for this one, we're doing 3 sets of 12, and you can do this exercise in sort of different ways. Some people like to bring it across their body. Today I went straight up. So obviously here we're engaging the forearm as well. We're getting a bit of forearm training in there. Although if you are doing your deadlifts and other compounds, then your forearm is pretty much going to get engaged in most exercises. So you don't have to worry too much about isolating it. But this is a good exercise to hit the forearm as well. With this exercise, it literally is just a matter of making sure your elbow isn't moving. You just want to ensure you've got control of the weight all the way up and all the way down, and then just get that good squeeze. You should have a real good hella pump from the bicep from this exercise. Forearm should be feeling pumped, and just make sure with all the exercises, you've just got complete control throughout the whole movement. The final exercise I like to do for biceps, and this is probably my favorite bicep exercise, is the easy bar preacher curl. So if you don't actually have a preacher curl sort of pad in your gym, then you can just do it with dumbbells over the bench like you guys are seeing now. And to be honest, even though I have access to a preacher curl pad, I still hop between the 2 exercises depending on the workout. But I'll take you through the easy bar preacher curl because that's the one that I did today. So obviously you want to position the pad in a position that enables you to be able to get your armpit and your arms fully down the length of the pad pretty much. You need to be able to achieve that full range of motion. Now choose a weight with this one that you can hit 3 to 12 reps, although as this is the last exercise, fuck it, just go for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, go until the point in which you pretty much can't physically do anymore, unless you're doing like 20 reps, then obviously you've chosen the wrong weight. But that being said, you should be working up to like maybe 15 or hitting failure on those last few sets, because it's the last exercise. So just ensure that you're keeping your elbows nice and tucked in and close together. You've got complete control of the movement on the way down. Fully extend and bring it up. Again, control the eccentric, especially on this exercise. Nice and slow, nice and slow, nice and slow. Squeeze and come up. And that's going to conclude the video. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please check out my other videos if you're new. And as always, stay happy, keep positive, and enjoy life. Peace. Your boy smashed it. I think that was pretty good actually.